Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, Ori fans across the world, and welcome to a very special show match that we're going to do today on Ori Speedrunning, featuring one of our AGDQ participants, HydraSR, and he is going to be going against UncleRonny. Joining me at the caster's desk is none other than Shed. Shed, tell us a little bit about these runners.
Yeah, so both of these runners are very, very skilled at this speed run. They are both in the top 8 on the leaderboards. If I remember correctly, Ronny is 3rd, while Hydra has an unsubmitted PB that puts him at 8th. But both of these runners are very, very skilled, so this should be a good race with a lot of excellent movement and tricks and all that. Should be a fun watch.
Definitely. And UncleRonny belonging to the very, very exclusive sub-30 club. Hydra is just on the cusp of getting there. I'm predicting he's going to PB in this race by over a minute and get into the sub-30 club.
Yeah. Hydra is definitely very close any day now. He should join that exclusive club. Looking like both of our runners are ready, so we should get started in just any second now.
Indeed, there we go. The countdown has begun.
And they're off.
Soon. We gotta wait for the stream
Something.
delay, Shed.
There it is.
Don't forget about that. All right, we'll pause for just a brief second to get all the streams synced up. And look at this sync skill before the prologue cutscene is even skipped. We are synced and ready to go.
Perfect. Looks like Ronny had some trouble with the prologue skip, though, and starting quite a bit behind already.
Yep. Both runners are going to be heading off to the left. It's the only place they can go at the beginning. You're going to pick up this energy cell here. And energy, of course, being one of the most important resources in the game. They have to balance it between saving and using abilities. Now, at the beginning of the game, there's not too much abilities that can be used or that require energy. So you're going to be taking quite a bit of saves. But first, they're going to pick up Sign here. This allows them to attack.
This is our first skill that we are going to collect. This, of course, being the all skills category, meaning that these runners have to go around the entire map and collect every skill that Ori is allowed to use in the game before they are allowed to finish the game. On top of that, this is the no out of bounds, no teleport anywhere category, meaning the runners cannot use any out of bounds tricks and cannot use a rather advanced trick called teleport anywhere.
Yeah, you may have seen a couple little yellow orbs drop on the ground. That is this game's version of experience. Now, at the beginning, they're going to have to manage their pickups of that experience very carefully because there's quite a few timed level ups that need to happen at very specific points to allow them to go pretty fast.
Very true.
Level ups in Ori have a secondary effect of causing an explosion on screen that will destroy most enemies. I forget exactly how much damage it deals, but you'll destroy them, clear your path, and refill your HP and refill your energy, which is crucial later on.
Correct. It's a very large amount of damage. There are very few enemies in the game that can survive the level up explosion. But as an example, you'll see it happen in a bit here. It'll be very obvious when it does, but the runners will try and level up in a corner and will blow up several blow up a bramble wall that's in their way so they don't have to stop and kill it.
Yeah, Hydra picking up the extra energy cell, health cell beginning. This gives them 4 HP and will make things a little bit safer later on. Ronny opting to go 3 HP. Both of them will need to reach 5 HP total eventually, but that will come later on towards the end of the game.
Yeah, Hydra is taking this 4th HP early for safety. It's at a loss of a couple of seconds, but he'll have 4 HP for most of the run, whereas Ronny will be waiting for quite some time till very near the end to be getting any more HP.
Yeah, this is that first timed level up we were talking about that you saw on UncleRonny's screen. You're going to see momentarily on Hydra's screen. This clears away all of these little like tubers, spores, whatever they're called. and allows a clean exit. Coming up on the first real skill, wall jump, allows them to jump up walls. Pretty self-explanatory. And immediately after getting this, they're going to climb up the wall on the left here, picking up this big blue orb. That is a second energy cell. Now they're going to eventually work their way towards a total of 5 energy.
Runners will now be making their way up out of wall jump. We will be heading towards an area of the game known as Blackroot Burrows. It is new to the definitive edition of the game, if you've played the original. An entirely new area, plenty of new lore, but most importantly, 2 new skills. So these runners will need to be picking those up before they finish the game.
Hydra getting a little bit trolled by the log there. Thankfully makes it up pretty cleanly. Now we're coming up on this neat little trick called Save Anywhere. When you level up an ability, it also saves the game when you do it. So they're going to open up the menu, do a couple little inputs to get control back of Ori, and then place the save as they enter a cutscene. And when they do that, the cutscene's triggered, they stop and reload, and then when they come back into the game thinks the cutscene's already done and they can walk right by it. So you see on Ronnie's screen here, he's going to move into the cutscene trigger, place the ability cell, or level up the ability. Now he's back in the game and can cleanly walk through without having to worry about watching that cutscene.
Yep, this is a very common trick that we use in this speedrun, to use Save Anywhere like that to skip cutscenes. They'll be doing it again pretty soon here.
Yeah, pretty much every cutscene in the game is skipped using this method. It's pretty amazing.
Ronnie here coming up on a notoriously tricky jump up to an XP orb up here. And he gets it first try, absolutely no problems whatsoever.
Gets another level up there, increasing his energy. He needs to save 1 energy for a save and reload up here. He's going to reset all the cycles in this room. Everything in here is on an 8-second cycle. By saving and reloading, it kind of resets it and allows you to move on earlier than you would expect. There's the save. Here comes the reload. And now he should be able to jump right on top of these platforms here and continue on his way. There we go.
Hydra doing the same.
And this last energy that they have is going to be used for yet another Save Anywhere to skip what we call the Darkness cutscene.
Hydra just went for a much tighter reload cycle where he had to have basically perfect movement, and it was very close, but he managed to do it.
Yeah, Hydra's still only around 8 to 10 seconds behind. Most of that can be attributed to grabbing that 4th health cell early.
Oh no! Ronnie missed the cycle in this right room over here.
Oh,
that will allow Hydra
Hydra
to
gets it
right up.
Narrowly takes the lead there. Wow. Some frustration, spirit flames coming out of Ronnie.
There goes all the advantage from not taking that 4th health.
All right, so the pedestal has been activated. Gonna see the Save Anywhere right here. Another aspect of Save Anywhere. So when you're in this state of being able to move with the menu up, the whole back screen is darkened. So it makes it kind of difficult to see what's going on. And have to be very, very careful not to accidentally level up an ability too early. Because if you do, then you're not able to skip the cutscene. When you load back in, you're going to be watching it anyway. Looks like both of them get it with no issues. They're going to pick up the second skill, Dash. So now we're going to be moving really, really fast.
Arguably the most important skill we pick up, and there's a reason we come to this area so early. Dash lets you, well, dash sideways, and it is very, very fast. Notably, you'll also see these runners doing something called a dash glide, where they sort of keep the dash speed in the air. So that's a very common trick that most casual players of this game will not pick up on.
Yeah, they use it to skip over like the cutscene areas, because the side effect of skipping a cutscene is the slow zone remains after you skip it.
Correct, and dash gliding will let you not be affected by said slow zone.
Yep. Now they're taking this Frankie on a little walk here. This is one of the biggest sequence breaks in the game. So those time level ups we were talking about? Well, this is another key one. This is a 4 energy door. They have 2. They need to get the level up, put 2 energy in, get the energy refill, put it through, and it allows them to get through the door with only 2 energy when the game assumes you have 4.
And that saves, what is it, like 2 minutes? Over
Something ridiculous. Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's basically mandatory. That's a large reset point for a lot of runners if you miss the Frankie Walk.
Yeah, and look at this sync. Both of them falling into
Holy
grotto
crap.
at roughly the same time. We'll see if they do the God cycle here.
Runners picked up their 3rd energy cell on the way down, just to note as well.
Oh, and Hydra
the
makes
cycle.
it through. And
Ronnie
Uncle
does not.
That's 8 seconds more lost for Uncle Ronnie.
That's a very, very difficult cycle skip that Hydra pulled off. Very well done.
Now, over on Ronnie's screen, he's going to do what we call the ghost door. He's going to place the keys in the door, make a save, and then die. That skips the animation of waiting for the door to open. And at the same time, Hydra has picked up double jump, and he's going to do blind movement.
He's also going to... He just leveled, or he has had Rekindle, I guess, for a little while here, but he Rekindle's an ability that lets you reuse save points. And that's something we can use as speedrunners to replace save anywhere to skip cutscenes. You can place a save point, trigger the cutscene, and then resave with a Rekindle. That way you don't have to spend an ability point to skip the cutscene. So you'll see that happen pretty soon. Just after a movement trick we call Grotto Skip, you'll see Hydra do some fancy jumps off some walls here, which lets him skip the entire left side of this area.
Makes it look easy. Unfortunately, Ronnie misses the first one, but he's through.
And there
Hydra
was
doing a save
skip.
and reload here to skip this other cutscene that causes rocks to fall in this area. So now he could just make his way up without having to worry about it. Normally, there's like all these RNG rocks that make your life hell, but by doing all these save and reloads, they get to skip all of it.
Grabbing an XP orb over here for a level up later. It is worth noting that the XP route isn't over after Frankie Walk. We are continuing to route the amount of XP that these runners have the entire time throughout this run.
Both runners have picked up what's called the Water Vein. It is the key towards the first dungeon in the game called the Ginso Tree. This whole area right now they're moving through in reverse because of that skip they did earlier to get in here, the Frankie Walk. So you're going to see Gumho, the character that steals the Water Vein, make several appearances on their way up. There it is. Say hi to Gumho. And the climax at the top, they're going to see Gumho stealing the Water Vein that they already have, and will instantly go into the tree. It's pretty great.
Hydra going for another God Cycle, misses it. That Ronnie gets, so that's a quick little 3 seconds that Ronnie just made up.
Yeah, so they're going over this teleporter to activate it for later. When they get all the skills in the game, they're going to be coming back to this spot to go to the final escape. And by going over the teleporter just for a split seconds, it activates it for use later. Now here we go. There's Gumho running away with the Water Vein while Hydra puts it into the tree. It's still only seconds separating UncleRonny from Hydra. This is an incredibly close race.
This is fantastic, yeah.
Yeah, Ginso Tree is a very vertically oriented kind of dungeon here. They only have a couple things to move vertically, so it's quite different than... Wait, hang on. Hydra is going for telehops.
There it is.
Doesn't save much time at all, but it looks really awesome. Still just a slight lead over Ronnie here. Now, since he has the extra HP, he is able to go through the south route there. Saves like, I think, a second or two versus what Ronnie had to do.
It would save a second if he did the movement right, but unfortunately he didn't, so it was about the same as the normal one. Ronnie, that was an intentional death if you saw that. That resets the cycle in the shooter here, saving a couple seconds. I guess either Hydra doesn't go for that reset or his health wasn't correct for it. Either or.
Now Hydra entering the Ginso mini boss. This little guy has an equal chance to spawn in any of the locations around the room.
And
There's a
basically,
one frame tell.
Bottom right.
Yeah, there's a one frame tell that lets you know where he's going to be. So they're going to keep a close eye on where he is. That's an excellent mini boss from Hydra, and then also an excellent one from Ronnie.
Wow. This is so close.
I don't think the lead has changed at all since they got in. This is incredible. And oh, Hydra misses the key. He's gonna have to do an extra round. And man, they're right on top of each other.
This is crazy. Oh no, Hydra died.
That is a rough death for Hydra. You know, Ronnie gonna do another key dupe here to enter the amazing skill called Bash. Bash allows them to sort of latch on to enemies and shoot them in one direction and Ori in another. It really increases your movement options and sounds awesome, looks awesome. Just the best skill in the game by far.
Wonderfully designed skill, yes. You see he's using it to, putting it to great use, throwing himself and projectiles all the way, all everywhere in the tree here. Doing
Yeah,
some
and in
fancy,
Ori,
fancy bashes there to break that early in a different way.
yeah, in Ori you can break the laws of physics by doing what's called a double bash that will send both the projectile and Ori in the same direction. It's incredibly difficult to do on controller, a little bit easier to accomplish on keyboard and mouse.
It is technically a one-frame trick as well, but because of rebinding, KBM has an easier time of setting it up and doing it.
And Hydra's doing a key dupe here. Can you explain what's going on with key dupes?
Sure. So what's happening is the runners save down by that slime there, which is notably outside of the same scene as this door up here. So they will put several keys in the door and die and go back to that save. And the game gives them back the keys they picked up that were in the door, but they also respawn in the area. So you effectively duplicate picking up those keys. The runners are doing this in order to skip an area of the next area, swamp, so they don't have to go swimming. Notably, as you can see, these runners are skipping the Jinso escape, which if they had finished would clean up the water. So the water is actually poisonous through the entire game here. If you've played this game before, you know that the clean water is basically necessary, but because of that key dupe, we don't actually have to go swimming, so...
Now, I'd like to bring your attention to Ronnie's screen over here. He's doing some blind movement, but he's gonna do some crazy bashes with this frog here to get into the swamp by redirecting all these shots and misses one. This is the sequence break that allows you to skip the Ginso escape. And there he is, he's through. Now the water, it looks like a pretty blue, but that is still poisonous because they never did the Ginso escape, so they're going to have to avoid it. And not only is the water poisonous, but it's basically like acid, because apparently, or for some reason, any enemy that falls into the water will instantly dissolve. It's crazy.
The developers definitely did not expect the water to still be poisonous when you got to this area, so it does not look like it, but it very much is. Both of the runners had trouble with the frog break-in to swamp here. But Ronnie is now picking up the skill Stomp, which lets the runners move downward at high speed and also break breakable floors beneath them. It is technically faster than normal falling, so you see them use it as their primary method of moving down when they feel like it.
Hydra doing a pretty good job of catching up lost time due to that unfortunate death in the Ginso tree. Now that frog that they used earlier to get into swamp, its usefulness isn't done yet. They're gonna redirect a shot. Oh no!
Oh no!
Unfortunately, Ronnie loses the frog. He's gonna have to do this the long way, waiting for all of these guys to shoot their little balls and redirect it over.
There's a safety save you can do there to not have to do this, but I guess he didn't do it.
And just like that, Hydra has retaken the lead. Yeah, they needed to get that ability cell up there for a skill that or an ability that they're going through the tree for. That's going to be really, really important later on. Critical cutscene skipped. They do it right. Nothing will happen. Nothing happened.
Oh,
Uncle Ronnie's
something
screen,
happened.
he got it. But if you save and reload and get it the second time, that
It's still
means you
faster.
still save a little bit of time. Let's see if he does it. And he's
There it
through.
is.
And while we were watching
Hydra
that,
just picked up his fifth energy.
yeah, we got his 5th energy cell.
Doing
More
some
save
fancy
and
movement to leave.
reloads.
So that should be the last energy cell that these runners pick up.
Yes, that is
We will
correct.
still be getting some health cells later on, since they need. There is some water in the final escape, and like we mentioned, it is poisonous, so they will need to be getting more health cells, but that is not until later.
Hydra starting his save anywhere from the charge flame tree. This is so he can skip a really long cutscene over this spirit well here. So he's going to try and do one of those dash glides over, gets it up. Now he's leveling up. He just leveled up air dash there, so it allows him to dash in the air. But we're moving up this blue section of the ability tree towards a really important ability called charge dash. Charge dash, of course, is a modification of dash that serves as both a movement speed increase as well as a kind of like a homing attack. But it's going to unlock something crazy when we level it up called rocket jumps. We'll get to those shortly.
Charge dash is definitely the most broken ability in the game. You move towards enemies at high speed at the cost of an energy, but one, there are several ways that the runners can not have to spend that energy, and two, as we mentioned, rocket jumps, which you will see very soon.
Hydra's gonna do
coming
this.
up on
Yeah.
Hydra's coming up on a trick that we call fast stompless. You'll see him throw a shot from one of these spiders off to the left, seemingly at random, and then leave off to the right. And if he does it correctly, the shot should pass straight through a wall and towards a cutscene trigger that will teleport him down to the start of Valley. And he gets it perfectly clean.
Yeah, you're on a race against the clock as soon as that shot goes off. And let's see if Ronnie gets it as well. He does.
These runners want to grab that ability cell during that cutscene. If you don't, you have to come back and get it, and that's a huge time loss.
Well, there is an alternative cell you can take in Sorrow that I think runners prefer to do now, but thankfully they won't have to worry about it.
There
we go. Hydra has leveled up charge dash, and that is a rocket jump by charge dashing towards an enemy that's above you and interrupting it with a jump. You just keep on flying at the speed of light. Not really the speed
Hydra
of light, but it's
moving
pretty
right
fast.
into a fancy movement trick we call Sorrow Bash. That movement that he just did let him skip an entire dungeon of the game. Normally you'd have to go down to Forlorn Ruins and activate the wind to float up through there, but by that movement trick he does not have to do that, and we can head straight up into Sorrow Pass. Hydra also now starting on the Crazy Juggle. Do you want to explain a little bit of what's going on there?
So Crazy Juggle, he accidentally hit the frog, so he won't be able to finish it, unfortunately. But it's a series of really, really precise inputs. Charge dash, interrupting them into a bash to try and flash onto the frog without hitting him with the charge dash. And Ronnie has made it to the top using that. It's a lot faster than doing it the slow way.
Each one of those
Hydra
upward
has to
dashes
do.
is a one-frame
And,
trick.
oh no, Hydra has lost the frog again.
Oh,
He's gonna have to
no.
go all the way down.
Yeah, this is an
despair.
incredibly difficult trick. Each one of those dashes upwards is a one-frame trick, and on top of that, if you screw it up, you're done. You have to start over. If you screw it up once. And he does again. Hydra has to try again.
Ronnie has done his save anywhere to pick up the Sunstone, which is the key to the final dungeon. And he's going to be heading back into Sorrow to pick up the last skill here called Charge Jump, which is one of the pieces required to do this crazy trick as the last input to the game. And Hydra has made it up, finally.
Finally. He's going to have
It's
a lot of time to try and catch up on Ronnie. Ronnie is getting Charge Jump now, while Hydra has not even grabbed the Sunstone yet.
Yeah, that is really, really unfortunate for Hydra. Yeah. He's been working on the Crazy Juggle quite a bit lately. Initially, he was doing this alternate strat called the Terror Break, but he wants those 8 to 10 seconds that it saves over the standard method.
Terror Break, a much easier and safer and more consistent trick, but yeah, as we said, it's slower. and these runners want every second they can get. Ronnie doing a downwards rocket jump there, we like to call a meteor kick, heading into Misty Woods. Normally you're supposed to do this area before heading up into Sorrow Pass, but these runners headed up via the Sorrow Bash, but we still have to do this area since there is a skill back here.
Yeah, up to this point, there's been quite a bit of energy to use, but now all of it has to be spent towards Charge Dash. Charge Dash normally costs 1 energy to use. However, they do a lot of little tricks to refund that energy so they can use more of them. One of them a Charge Dash Bash, where you just Charge Dash into something and then bash, and for some reason it refunds your energy. The other being Stomp Canceling, which is interrupting the Charge Dash with a stomp towards the end.
This area is notoriously fun. You have a lot of movement tricks now. Charge Dash at its full potential, Charge Jump, and you can just fly through Misty Woods.
What did they just pick up, Shed?
They just picked up Climb. Climb is an ability in the game that lets you cling onto walls and move up them at a speed faster than a normal wall jump. Notably, it also lets you charge jump sideways, which we will use later after we pick up one more skill. Ronnie doing some fancy movement tech there.
Yeah, I just want to point out that Hydra got the secret frog that unlocks after you get the Sunstone. Makes a little Wilhelm scream. It's kind of hilarious.
We all love Wilhelm.
Man, this movement through Misty from Ronnie is just so impressive. I wish I was this good.
He smartly makes a safety save there. And a quick rocket jump up through that spike corridor.
He's heading into the Misty mini-boss. Won't see too much of it.
And it's gone.
I got to put 4 keys in here and just step through the door that reconfigures Misty to allow them to escape. Because Misty's kind of interesting. Every time they pick up a key, it kind of reforms itself. New routes open up. Very mysterious place.
Leave, so that it'll let them leave like this.
Yep. So Ronnie hitting up the teleporter. He's going to be heading back into BRB to head down to his last skill called Light Grenade. Doesn't have too much use except one critical trick at the very end of the game.
Hydra making
BRB
his way through the back half of Misty as well.
Yeah, Ronnie placed a save there to reload and cause this little door on the right side of your screen to open up without Ori holding the lever.
Useful because we'll be coming back up through this area again, and you want that door to be open when you do so to be fast.
Yep, here's the last save anywhere to skip. I think that is the longest cutscene in the game right there. The old-fashioned father.
Right. I'm not sure, but yeah, you might be right. It's a very long cutscene. If you screw that skip up, it is. Let's just say it would let Hydra catch up.
Indeed. There it is, Light Grenade for Ronnie. He has completed the main objective of getting all the skills in the game, and he's going to be heading to the final escape.
And notably, Ronnie has now collected Charge Jump, Climb, and Light Grenade, which unlocks a very interesting movement tech called Grenade Jump. Do you want to explain what Grenade Jump is?
Yeah, first Ronnie's heading over here to get his health cell that gives him this and one other cell later on. We'll give him enough HP to make it through. But yeah, so Light Grenade, or the Grenade Jump, when you're sitting on a wall with Climb, that's the first thing you need. Then you set up a Charge Jump, and then hit the charge, throw a grenade. Wait, is it throw a grenade and then charge jump 1 frame later?
Yes.
I always get them mixed up. Yeah. So you throw a grenade.
Oh.
Exactly 1 frame later, you charge jump, and they'll just
Ronnie
send
showed
you
enough for
flying.
us there.
And he's picked up his 5th cell, so now he has enough HP to make it out.
It is a lot of speed. But
yeah,
as
I'm not
we said,
exactly sure how it works, but it's pretty
I don't think anyone knows exactly how it works. We just
basically
know
turns, basically turns Ori into a missile. This is Door Warp. A one-frame trick will allow them to skip the entire Horu dungeon. They need to enter the door at the exact frame the game loads. Now there is a audio and visual cue to help them out here. Cross our fingers and see what Ronnie can do.
See him save, or the game saves automatically. You'll see him
First
quit
try
and
Door Warp.
First try. Very nice.
That is a one-frame trick in a 60 FPS game. Even among the best, it can be inconsistent sometimes.
He's now starting the final escape. This is a very difficult sequence casually, but these runners are very skilled, so it should make it look pretty easy, except for the end. There is a decently long swimming sequence, like we said. Ronnie picked up 5 health, so he has enough to make it through the water at the end, but it's still very, very close, and it's entirely possible that he could die.
Yeah, we'll see a lot of runners, including myself, go for 6 HP to make it a little bit more safe, but 5 HP, this movement right here on Ronnie's screen needs to be very precise.
Oh, that's very close. Oh, he makes it. That was very, very close.
Alright, now he's going to be setting up the grenade jump while Hydra is about to attempt his door warp. If he gets it, he saves 40 seconds. If not, he soft lock the game and has to restart. And he makes it through.
Ronnie
that is going
done.
to be, yeah, that is a victory for Ronnie. Hydra gets his door warp, so all attention to him. Let's see how he executes the final escape. That is an incredibly good time from Ronnie. Wow.
It's insanely good.
He's going to finish up with like a 30, 13, 30, 14, something like that.
I want to say 15.
16, 17, we were both wrong. 18, we were almost 19. This is why you don't do math on stream. You'll always get it wrong. Now Hydra is entering the swimming section. Here we go. Bash 1,
Looks
bash
good.
2.
There
he
it
is
is.
through. Now he's going to be setting up his grenade jump as well. 30-18 for Ronnie.
Oh.
Incredible.
Hydra missed attempt 1. There's 2. Didn't soft lock. We're good.
He has crossed the finish line. Just needs to hold right with Naru.
I don't
Now,
think
you may
we
be
mentioned
asking.
that grenade jump at the end actually saves 30 seconds by skipping half of the final cutscene. I don't think
Is
we
it
actually.
30? I said 40. Clearly, I was wrong. Need to brush up on my time saves. But yeah, so on the left of your screen, as Hydra finishes up, you'll see this character called Naru. You may be asking, why is this character here? Well, there is quite a good reason for this, but since we skipped all the story for this game, you'll be wondering, who the heck is this guy? Naru is very nice, very friendly, and I think Ori's best friend.
All right, we have a special treat for you guys. We're actually going to be running this as a best of 3. So these runners will be setting up we'll be setting up to run again immediately.
Yeah, potentially 1 or even 2 more races coming out of this match. And until then, we'll be taking a quick little break, and we'll be back shortly. Oh yeah, and by the way, what Hydra's doing right now, that's not supposed to happen. He's just sending poor Naru into an infinite loop of falling.
All right, hello, welcome back. Pretty short break there, but we are back ready for round 2 of this best of 3 between Hydra and UncleRonny.
You know, it was pretty exciting, the last race. You know, the runners were neck and neck all the way until that unfortunate death from Hydra. But clearly, you know, Hydra has what it takes to go toe-to-toe with UncleRonny. You know, Ronnie does have the better PB, but Hydra is not far behind.
Is definitely it was a super close race. It's unfortunate, but that's what can happen in this category. There's a couple rather difficult tricks pretty late in the run, and they can just screw you up like that.
Yep, it'll be interesting to see if Hydra opts to go, you know, for the crazy juggle redemption in match 2, or decides to go the different route of the Terror Break, which we can go over if he decides to do it. Luckily, there's a tell for what the runners plan to do early on. There's an extra ability cell that you'll take if you're going for the Terror Break route versus the standard crazy juggle. Not really like standard, but all the good runners can do crazy juggle.
Yeah, like we said, Terror Break is a much more consistent trick and significantly easier, but it is about 8 seconds slower, assuming you're doing crazy juggle optimally. But as we saw from Hydra stream, it's very difficult to do optimally.
Indeed.
But here, the runners are ready. The runners are ready, and we should be starting any second now.
I'd also like to give a shout out to Richard, who has helped organize this little exhibition we have for us. He's doing the truck as well as handling the restream, so shout outs to Richard. And we're off, and looks like Ronnie has had a much better prologue skip than last time, so already off to a good start. Hydra just slightly faster on the prologue skip strats.
Basically negligible, though.
Yeah, there is a pretty lengthy prologue to this game that you can just skip at the beginning. It's really, really sad. Don't watch it if you don't want to cry. I still cry every time I watch it. We're not here to cry, we're here to go fast.
Story in this game is incredible. Kind of makes me sad that we don't actually get any of it during the speedrun.
Well, that's good. It's a spoiler-free speedrun.
Yeah, there you go. Except for the final cutscene, but we don't talk about that.
So one thing we didn't mention is you'll see this shot pacing, or not shot pacing, like shot mashing coming out of both Hydra and Ronnie. So by just mashing the fire button, you can get close to perfect timing on your mashes to kill all these enemies. They'll be using it to kill pretty much anything. It's really effective on the Gitso mini-boss.
Yeah, you can basically see if you're doing it right, or as I suspect both of these players are doing, using scroll wheel to do it, you can get instantaneous 2 shots at once, basically.
Yeah,
like
it's essentially task level. It's crazy.
Both runners coming up to the first ghost door, and they are, again, basically tied. Ronnie has taken a slight lead here, but it is not very much, although that's about to change with Hydra grabbing the 4th HP and Ronnie not doing so.
Yeah, so Hydra chooses to grab this health cell as well as the one at the end of BRB after they pick up the last skill. And then Ronnie will grab that same one in BRB after the last skill, but he'll pick up an additional one on the way to Horu. So just getting the 4th health
slightly
cell
faster. Yeah.
So getting the 4th health cell costs you 8 seconds, but some of that is gained back by not having to go through to get the Horu health cell later on.
So in total, it saves about 3 to 4 seconds to not grab the 4th health cell here. something to note is that sounds like not a lot, but it used to not be the case. It used to be that grabbing this 4th HP was always an 8-second time loss. So some of the faster runners, like Ronnie, are...
So, hang on. So Hydra accidentally popped the flower, losing the XP. I'm not sure if that respawns later on. So he may have to... Yeah, he did not. Neither runner got the level up coming down. So that means Hydra's
Ronnie
going
still
to have...
has that flower.
Yeah, Ronnie still has the flowers. He's going to get that to get his level up. But Hydra is going to have to, annoyingly, kill some of these spores to get his level up.
There is technically... You can be just as fast as normal by damage boosting through this. Let's see if Hydra goes for that. Yeah, he does.
He does.
So he doesn't actually lose very much time at all by doing that. It's still just annoying to do.
Indeed.
But yeah, like I was saying before that event, some of the slight movements and less impactful strategies are different depending on whether you have 4 HP and 3 HP, notably in the Ginso tree. So it's possible that Ronnie was just so used to the 3 HP strats back from when 4 HP was definitely slower that he didn't want to switch. Hence why he's going 3 HP now.
Yeah, when you're so used to doing it, changing it up can affect your mindset a little bit. Might as well stick with what you know. And by the way, so at this save anywhere, both runners are going to be checking their XP level, and depending on what it is, they're going to change which enemies they kill, and sometimes, depending on the runner, which skill they level up in order to make the XP for the Frankie Walk work out.
Yep. To go into more detail, there's 3 slimes in this area that you pass by, all of which drop 12 XP. So if you have... and then the Frankie at the top drops 19, so you need to be 19 or less away from leveling up to get the Frankie Walk correctly. So they need to do some quick math and figure out how many slimes they need to kill, how much XP they need to grab, so that they can do that trick successfully.
I can't overstate how scary BRB is. This early, you don't have much skills to get your way out of trouble. Hydra falls into the spike, but he gets out.
These lasers that he's going past now are insta-kill anyway, even if you had more health.
Yep. All these platform cycles are 8 seconds if you happen to miss any of them.
So mistakes can be brutal. And on top of that, they're pretty slow moving, and it basically feels like an auto-scroller to us runners.
Yeah, it basically is. There's a
but
little
because
bit
you
of
get
stuff you
dash...
can do to affect it. Yeah.
Go ahead, sorry.
So there's a little bit you can do to manipulate the cycles, but still, you're just going to have to wait. UncleRonny has made it through successfully to the second platform cycle.
Hooray.
Not going to sit down and stare at it for 8 seconds.
Yes, all of this semi-slow and scary movement, though, is worth it to be getting dashed this early.
Yeah, it saves a ridiculous amount of time. And all the skills that come with it later on, or abilities that come with it later on, are just crucial.
Coming into the darkness cutscene skip.
Oh, a little
Ronnie.
bit of menu spaghetti from Ronnie. Look
The
at
skip
that.
can
Hydra.
be annoying sometimes. It's difficult to know when you can save to actually skip the cutscene or not.
Yeah, Hydra just barely under the XP to level up. And now he too is getting dashed and will be going fast. On Ronnie's screen, this is one of those dash glides we've been talking about, that he gets over that cutscene there without having to walk very slow. He's going to be grabbing his Frankie, and once again, doing the Frankie walk.
Time for an adventure, buddy. Let's go. Ooh.
Now, it looks
I just
pretty
hit the
straightforward, but the movement needs to be pretty precise to get the Frankie where it needs to be, to minimize the number of jumps it takes to get to the door.
I want to note that Hydra took an extra hit off of a slime leaving Blackroot, but because he has 4, and that would normally be a reset if he had 3 HP, but because he has 4, he doesn't have to.
Yeah, the value 4th HP already.
Already paying off. Ronnie heading into the area we like to call Death Gauntlet. Doing a trick we like to call Death Glide. Getting hit, but still making it.
Yeah, that whole sequence, there's a lot of chance for death, and you don't have the energy because you already spent it. So you need to make it through until you get to that next energy cell to make a safety save.
Let's see if Ronnie can redeem his Grotto Cycle. Yeah, and he does.
And he is,
nice and
he is
clean.
just knocking out everything that he missed previously. Shows his excitement with some mouse circles. Hydra, 2 for 2. Excellent job.
That is an extremely tight cycle to make, and in fact, there is exactly 1 frame between making it and not making it that will kill you and send you back to whatever last save you made. So that getting that cycle is not only hard, it's also scary.
Yeah, we didn't get a chance to talk about this earlier, but this skill, Double Jump, runners place a save, level up an ability after they activate the skill tree. The game thinks that they're still at the tree, but it gives movement back to Worry. So they could go through this whole section blind to save a little bit of time, getting out of the double jump area.
Yeah, it's the same kind of cutscene skip as a rekindle skip or a save anywhere skip, except for the fact that the cutscene still plays and the camera is locked on the tree. So you can move around and all that, but can't see it. Kind of getting Grotto skip nice and clean.
And he's just nailing everything.
This is beautiful from Ronnie. Hydra also first try.
Yeah, Hydra is not far behind. You know, despite messing up that flower XP early on by wall jump and the 8-second difference on the health cell, you know, he's really close.
Yeah, that's really all it is right now, is it's that 4 HP is costing Hydra the lead right now, but they'll make up a little bit of it later when Ronnie has to grab the extra health cell, and who knows what could happen with any of the tricks in this game as well.
Yeah, nothing is free, even for the best. A lot of these tricks are really precise, take a ton of practice to pull off.
The walls in this area as well can be super annoying. If you can tell...
You'll see Ronnie getting that teleporter right there. That's so he can go back to that location after he gets to the top of Ginso to return to the swamp area.
To do the break-in that we saw last run. But you'll see these runners are sort of jumping slightly off the wall, then double jumping back into the wall. That is the optimal way to climb walls in this area, or at this time with the skill set they have. But the walls can be, they're not exactly flat, so it can be pretty finicky when you do that, and sometimes you'll just fall off.
Okay, Hydra did not go for the ability cell at the top of that tree, so once again, he is going to be going for juggling.
And in fact, because they're skipping that cell, they don't have another option. They can either crazy juggle or do the old strat, which is much slower. You can't Terror Break at this point. You do not have the ability cells. Not without watching an extra cutscene or something.
Right. UncleRonny getting about 1143 Ginso. Let's see what Hydra comes up with.
Time.
At 11:54, so yeah, 10-11 seconds is all it is separating these two runners.
Very close race. Again, just like last time.
Now I'm curious if Hydra's going to go for the telehops again. It only saves time if you execute it perfectly. But I will respect anybody who goes for it. And he's doing it!
Wow! Oh. There it is.
He makes it through. Oh, and Ronnie took a death. Wow.
But he had a safety save in room 2, which is not a very common place to save. Lucky that he had it.
And so just like that, Hydra is back in the lead.
Now, I don't think either of these runners is watching the other stream to see where they are. So they don't actually know how close this race is right now.
Yeah, knowing Ronnie with that death, he's probably thinking he's behind at this point. Because before this, he's been having some beautiful execution on everything. Hydra's had a little bit of spaghetti, so he's probably thinking he's behind because Ronnie is just so dang good.
Back in the mini boss again, looking for those one-frame tells. Hydra doing it very well. Ronnie not looking too bad either. Very nice.
No, Hydra fixes his mistake of missing the first keystone, gets out of there, super clean. Please don't die here, Hydra, please.
There is some intentional damage being taken to do this ghost door here, but last run we saw some unintentional damage.
There we go. He's picked up Bash once again.
And Ronnie is not far behind.
He's hot on his heels. Bash hasn't changed since the last run we did just 30 minutes ago. It's still awesome. It's still the best. There's a clear, intended path. Oh no, Hydra. This is the shot that you're supposed to take these little spore shot thingies to go through. But with some creative bashing, you can bypass quite a bit of it. Save a decent amount of time.
That spaghetti Hydra head has helped Ronnie catch up even more. It's about a difference of 2 seconds here. This is insanely close.
Okay, Hydra gets his key dupe. Ronnie gets it as well, but Hydra saved on the platform where the Sit Shoot Shark is, or whatever his name is. So that's just slightly faster and opens it up a little bit. He's setting up a hyperspeed here by saving. At the same time, he's dashing. Lets him move really fast after he reloads from the death. Second mini boss, and what is going on Ronnie's screen here?
I'm not sure.
We're having some technical difficulties. Please stand by.
Looks like it's cleaned up now, hopefully. Wow, look at that. They were teleporting simultaneously there.
This is insane. So yeah, they're following the same XP route, mostly. They're going to be doing most of the same strats. And it could come down to execution here on the swamp entry. Hydra had a little bit of trouble, but Ronnie also had a little bit of spaghetti entering the swamp last time.
This is a pretty complex trick, and notably, both of these runners are going for a double bash strat that is even more complex than the quote-unquote normal way of going through it. It is faster, but it is much, much harder.
Oh, and Hydra makes it through.
Creative there. Oh.
And Ronnie is through as well. Wow, this is so close.
This is insane.
Yes, this water is still poisonous, even though it looks beautiful. Don't go for a swim. You'll have a bad time. Also note that Hydra damage boost here on the left wall, skipping that shot that he has to wait for. Now, Ronnie only has 3 HP, so he cannot do that.
He could actually do that, but he took damage on the Rhino on the way in.
Okay, so that's why.
Yeah, it is. Even with 3 HP, those spikes do 2 damage, so you can heal yourself back up to be able to do that damage boost.
Now, Hydra taking a quick dip in the water, decides he doesn't like it, gets out of there really quick.
I wouldn't want to go swimming in that.
But it looks so fresh.
Ooh,
oh,
there's
no!
Oh, no! Just like that, Ronnie's back in the lead. Hydra decided apparently that he did want to take a dip in the water, and it cost him a lot of time there.
Yeah, he ran in face first into the frog, so he's got to be careful here on his way out. And oh no, he missed the spikes! Hydra, no.
Hydra, please. Ronnie's lead quickly growing.
Attempt 2 for the frog juggle here. He has to get the ability cell again. Taking it safe there. He's through. Now he's going to be able to place his save and finally move on from that section.
Meanwhile, Ronnie is already at Charge Flame here. We didn't talk about this skill. It's fairly useless for the speedrun. It has a couple applications, once or twice, but mostly we grab it because we have to for the all skills category, and also several abilities on the ability tree, including Charge Dash, require you to have Charge Flame in order to level them up. So
yeah, there's a gate halfway up that you need to level up, or to have Charge Flame in order to move through.
Yeah, that spaghetti from Hydra is letting Ronnie take a... I don't know if it's comfortable, but it's definitely a noticeable lead here.
Yeah, for runners this caliber, I'd say this is a pretty comfortable lead. It would take Ronnie to mess up quite a bit, take crazy juggle or some deaths in sorrow for Hydra to bring this back now.
If Ronnie does what Hydra did last race, we might actually have something on our hands.
So let's cross our fingers for... Actually, it feels bad to wish the runner to mess up, but I want a game 3. I really want a game 3.
We gotta get more Ori in today.
Ronnie,
fast
stopless. Fires a shot and is on a race against time to get the ability cell. Let's see if he pulls it off. No, he did not get it.
That looked good to me. I don't know what happened there. But he fortunately got the cell, so he doesn't have to come back and get the cell. He just has to go up and...
oh no, he took a death! This is huge!
That'll let
just
Hydra
like
catch up
that,
quite a lot of time.
Hydra is back in the game.
Ronnie has to go up and collect the cell again, even, I think. Or maybe not.
He does. He did not have a save there.
He had a save. I guess he placed it after the cell. Because he did not go up and get the ability cell.
Okay, that must have been the case. Yeah, we're getting an update from the truck. He did indeed save after getting the cell.
Okay, good. So he does have it.
No, but Hydra gets fast Ompless first try. You know, this is now a much more like achievable gap here on Hydra's end.
It's very smart of Ronnie to make that save after getting the cell and missing the shot. It's not a common one. It's the second time I've seen Ronnie make smart safety saves that immediately became useful. Ooh. Messing up Sorrow Bash a little bit here.
Oh, and he takes a death. If Hydra makes it through, he could have retaken the lead. This is incredible. And he's at 4 HP, so any hit from any of these spikes will kill him, and he makes it through. Hydra has retaken the lead. This is incredible.
Oh my god.
And then Ronnie is through. It's gonna crazy juggle.
It's down to crazy juggle again. Come on, Hydra, you can do it. I've seen you do this a million times.
So far, so good.
Here. So the way crazy juggle works, if you do the inputs one frame apart,
he made it. He made it through on the first try, and Ronnie has taken another death in sorrow. This is crazy. We're seeing the opposite of what we saw last game. Hydra on his way to Sunstone, Ronnie having a little bit of trouble in sorrow. This is insane.
Ronnie heading into his crazy juggle. Let's see what he can do.
All right, he has started it.
Come on, Ronnie, make this a race.
A little close to those spikes there. Almost there, just there, and he makes it to the top. Oh, I could breathe now.
Holy crap, this race, though.
Dude, the amount of lead change.
Hydra took a death. Hydra took a death.
That was pretty far down. Oh, man. He is out of energy.
He can't go store.
He cannot save. Yeah, so he's gonna have to wait a little bit. That's just a small amount of time for Ronnie to bring things back. And if we have another lead change, I don't know what to do, man. I'm running out of things to say how awesome this is. Maybe it's time I increase my vocabulary a little bit. And Hydra takes another death on his way out. Oh,
Ronnie could not go store either.
They're gonna high five here. And no,
Hydra takes another death! Oh my god, this is insane!
Hydra, make it through this time.
He's letting Ronnie catch up. That's what's happening here. They know we want this race to be close. He's just letting Ronnie catch up. Ronnie takes a death. Both runners having trouble leaving charge jump here.
Wow.
Hydra is finally out of Sorrow Pass. Heading down into Misty.
Kick down to Misty. Let's see if he places a save. Nope, he's just gonna go right on through.
We got this.
He needs that energy to go fast, not for safety.
Yeah, so this is the area where having 5 energy is basically crucial. Because despite the fact that we have plenty of tricks to be able to save energy on these charge dashes, there's still some points where you can spend an energy and not refund it to save some time.
Man, Hydra was so close to those spikes there. I thought he was gonna
so close
face plant into them.
But yeah, so they budget their energy well to be able to save as much time as they can. But sometimes that budget means that they don't have room for safety saves. So that's why I suspect Hydra didn't save. That was dangerous. Holy crap, Hydra.
But thankfully he's going to be getting a refill here as he picks up climb.
Hydra went for some very spooky strats there and nearly had a heart attack.
Yeah, originally the 5th energy cell was gotten so they had more option for safety saves like in Sorrow and in Misty. And then they found out, hey, we can actually use this extra energy to go fast. And they made it so it's actually faster now to get the 5th energy cell. No more safety. Some 6 stomp cancels through the laser section from Hydra.
Hydra just sacrificed one fast strat there in order to safety save, and then immediately takes a hit on the spikes, so glad he did. 4 HP saving him again. All these spikes do 3 damage. But if he took another hit there, then he would not have room.
Yeah, Ronnie is still on 3 HP, so any brush against any of these spikes will kill him.
This is the main area where having 4 HP adds so much safety to the run. It's like you said, Ronnie touches anything, he's dead, whereas Hydra has room for a hit.
Excellent mini-boss kill from Hydra. So fast you don't even know that a boss is actually there.
Ronnie is not far behind, though, heading up to his mini-boss as well. See if he gets the quick kill. Perfect.
And Hydra on his way out. So far, so good.
This is still so close.
A little bit of spaghetti in the escape, or on the way to Light Grenade, can change this. No, this is not unachievable for Ronnie to come back.
Hydra heading down to Light Grenade, the last skill he needs.
I just want to point out this really long save anywhere that Hydra does. It's so awesome. Yeah, most people don't do this, but he carries it all the way through this entire section, dodging the lasers of death, hitting the cycles. Ooh, makes it through.
Doing all this while behind a darkened gray screen with very limited visibility.
Yeah, if you want to see what this area actually looks like, just go look over to Ronnie's screen right now.
It's a rather beautiful area, to be honest.
Indeed. This whole game, like, the art style is just incredible. Everything looks so amazing. And Hydra has picked up the final skill, Light Grenade.
On his way to the end.
Oh, this is the jump. Little things like that. A couple more of those, and Ronnie's right back in there.
Fancy rocket jumps to leave the area.
Gosh, that is so sexy. There we go.
Ronnie going for some fancy grenade jumps too.
Yeah, Hydra picks up his 5th health cell. So that's it. He's collected everything he needs to do the final escape, taking the teleporter over to Thornfelt Swamp and on his way. Ronnie, not far behind. He's also going to pick up this health cell. He's got one more that he's going to pick up on his way into Horu that Hydra gets to skip because of that little deviation early on.
Ooh, Hydra having some trouble in this area. Accidentally dashing backwards a couple of times. Into enemies, no less.
Yeah, charge dash is great, but sometimes it can be a bit of a troll because it homes in on nearby enemies, and sometimes the enemy it homes in on is behind you. And look at this grenade jump from Hydra.
Oh, he was a little high there. If he angled it better, he could have landed right at the door here, but he corrects it.
The more grenade jumps, the better.
True.
Here we go. Let's see if you can pull off the coveted first try door warp of one frame trick in a 60 FPS
Ronnie's
game.
So close behind. Any slip up from Hydra here, and Ronnie will catch up.
He misses the first one. He misses the second one. Oh my gosh.
Holy crap.
Misses
the third one. This is Ronnie's chance. 4th.
Ronnie's in and
Hydra's no trouble.
Oh my god. It's gonna come down to execution in the final escape. They are literally, but Ronnie having a little bit of trouble charge jumping into there. This is gonna give Hydra a little bit of time. But man, this could be anybody's race right now. I'm losing my mind.
This is so insane. Here now we find out, do we get a 3rd race in this series? Will Hydra be able to close it out here? He is slightly ahead, so execution means that he wins.
This is like the difference between a first try and second try grenade jump. It's crazy.
That's all it is here.
But this water here is still dangerous. Hydra makes it through. And then Ronnie
took an extra hit. Oh, he's out.
He's through. And here it is. Hydra
grenade jump.
He soft blocks the game. This gives Ronnie a chance to. Oh my gosh. If Ronnie gets this, he has won.
Misses the first try.
Man. That is so rough for Hydra. He's got to do the entire escape again. And Ronnie
gets it.
Unbelievable.
Ronnie gets it. Oh my god, the soft lock at the end of the game. The last input.
Oh, man.
Such a punishing trick. Who came up with that trick? Why is it in this game?
Well, grenade jump was created by none other than Hitachi Hex.
He also found the position at the end here that you see that lets us skip the final cutscene.
Yeah, but the positioning for this grenade jump is really precise, and it's just unfortunate that it's the last input to the game. All right, attempt 2 from Hydra. No, he soft blocks again.
Oh my god, no! Hydra, please.
Ronnie has crossed the finish line with a 31:48. Another solid time from him.
It's a very, very good time from Ronnie. Pulled off 2 very good times back to back in these runs, despite some spaghetti and missing some tricks.
Hydra, he's seen by now that Ronnie has finished. He knows that it came down to that grenade jump, so he's gotta be feeling a little bit down. Come on, Hydra, please press on. Please continue. Don't leave it at a black screen for us, please.
He's posting in race chat. Apparently, he's laughing so hard that he can't stop, and is
All
having
right,
trouble
well.
finishing the run because he's laughing too hard.
Hydra, we're not going anywhere until you cross the finish line. So get back in there.
Finish it out.
Go finish, please. Everybody, please tell Hydra, get back in there. We want to see you finish.
I think we're going to be trying to get Ronnie in for an interview, though. In the meantime, we'll see if Hydra actually decides to finish this run or not.
Come on, everybody. Hydra, get in there. We'll see if the peer pressure can do it.
Come on, Hydra. All right, and here we have UncleRonny in for an interview. How do you feel after those 2 runs?
Yo, that was sick. The first one was crazy.
Right, and here we have
Almost
UncleRonny in
29.
for an interview.
So I'm going to ask
after
right
those
away, first of all, are you aware of what just happened?
Yeah, I'm reading chat.
Okay.
It's like Illogemy versus Hetfield all over again. Or
Pretty
Sigma
much.
versus Hetfielder.
Yeah. Yeah, Hydra was just ahead of you, and then that soft lock sealed the deal.
Yeah, it could have been could have been 3 races. That's a shame.
It was a
Yeah, so-
fantastic watch that second race, though. There was so many lead changes back and forth throughout the entire run.
And I can't wait to watch it.
And so there were a couple points where there's a little bit of spaghetti on your end, particularly in Sorrow. You had a little bit trouble getting up there. At any point where you're like, man, Hydra's going to be finishing any second now. There's no way I can come back from this.
Well, I was with chat open, so I saw that Hydra was having trouble again with Crazy Juggle. So I thought I might still have a chance, so I still went for it. Just kept going fast. I didn't let that stop me.
Mart, so you were playing with some info of how your other runner was doing. We weren't sure where they were.
Sorry to interrupt, but Hydra has died once again in the end of the final escape.
He's died twice now after the double soft
Oh,
lock.
look at that.
Deciding to show off some nice grenade jumps for us. Having fun with it.
Dude, grenade jumps in the final escape. If he can't get the last one, then darn it, he's going to show us some more.
Sticking up to the trick.
That was awesome! Holy crap! I didn't even know that was a grenade jump that people did. What?
Well, that's the thing. It's not.
Well,
It's not one
Hydra
we do.
is making a statement. If you're gonna go out, you better go out in style. This is one hell of an escape. Please, please, Hydra, do not soft lock. Please.
Wow, what a jump. I just saw that.
I know. Come on, Hydra, come on. Yes,
There
he
it
did
is,
not soft
finally.
lock.
Lately I've been getting soft locks like every second or third run. So I was pretty worried.
Certainly a scary trick, especially since it's literally the last input and can lose minutes.
Yeah, exactly. So I was setting up on the trick like for at least 5 seconds, like setting up in place, making
Just
sure I'm in the right
absolutely
spot.
sure.
Yeah.
Hydra finally finishing up now, holding right. And
Yeah,
there
we're gonna have to get him in here as well.
We have to.
Chat a little bit about that race. 37:21 is the final time. Still better than my PB.
Maybe we'll hear him laughing.
All right, stand by while we ask Hydra if he wants to come in and chat for a little bit.
Oh, is he doing the escape again?
No, he's crossed the line. He's done.
And
No, it
here
looked like he was
comes.
reloading the save file.
Oh no, I think he was going for the Naru death ending cutscene. Here he is. Hello, Hydra. How are you
Hello.
feeling?
You know.
That was such an insane ending. Are you? I'm sure you're aware at this point, though, that you were ahead when you soft locked
Yes.
the first time.
I was aware.
Yeah, were you watching chat during the race or
No. No.
Ronnie's stream? Okay. So definitely
None of that.
go rewatch that race.
That race was
Yeah, I will.
insane.
It
It was
is
back and
insane.
forth over and over again.
Nice.
I can't
Wonderful
wait
watch.
to watch it.
I was on the edge of my seat for like the last 20 minutes.
Both
And
races
this is
were
only a
very close.
35-minute run, so or 35-minute race, so that's quite a bit of it.
Yeah, both runs were very close. Very good job on both of you. Great runs out of Ronnie. Great run out of Hydra, except for the end.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Yeah, I thought it was great how, like, particularly for you, Ronnie, there were a lot of tricks that you messed up in race number 1. But in this race, you seem to be nailing everything. Like, you nailed the grotto escape, you nailed the god cycle in grotto, and there are a couple other ones that you you made the platform cycle in VRV.
Oh yeah.
As
It
long as
always
we
feels
do
good when I
well.
make the early swamp cycle there.
Yep, I saw that too.
But the grotto cycle, I got a little bit of help from slow loading time. What is known as a Ronnie cycle. It was a really small one though,
And
just enough to
that
make
it
it
was
look smooth. Yeah, then sorrow happened.
Yeah, so again, great race on both of you. Thank you both for doing this. This was really for Fant and my sake for commentary practice, so thank you for doing this for us, and thank you Richard for restreaming. Thank you Fant for joining me in commentary.
Of course.
Thank you Smashy for being in the truck. I don't think we mentioned yet she was helping us out a little bit there. But yeah, thank you all.
Yeah, and one
thanks,
more
guys.
thing. Don't forget, next month is the big AGDQ All Skills race. Be sure not to miss it. Now, right now, Hydra is doing a little bit of a fundraiser to try and help him get to AGDQ. Just head on over to streamlabs.com/HydraSR. If you've liked what he's shown today, give him a few bucks if you can spare it. Help him get to AGDQ and show us some more awesome Ori action. But until then, this has been Ori Speedrunning. We'll see you later.